Welcome to Healthy Living with Dr. Linda Mitchell. This show is going to be amazing tonight. I'm super excited about my guests. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Dr. Linda Mitchell. I'm a spiritual life coach, a health and wellness coach. I study herbs. I own a small business with my husband, David Mitchell, whom I love, who's watching right now. Kisses, babe. And we go out into the community. We have a health and wellness mobile truck, and we support the community by sharing our fresh cold pressed juices, our organic sea moss, our whipped shea butters, our massage candles, our elderberry syrups, and we just have fun educating the community. It's our ministry. We're clear about it, and we get out into the community and just share our knowledge to empower our people. Another part of what we do is we both have podcasts. My podcast is called Healthy Living with Dr. Linda. And I give my guests their flowers because they're out in the community doing things in the community that are absolutely amazing. And tonight, my guest, Michele Hall, is a beautiful spirit. She's a wellness coach, and I'm going to bring her on the screen. Tonight, the topic for the show is called Becoming. This is part one of a four-part series that Michele and I will be doing so she can share her story and how she came to be an amazing wellness coach. So the theme for tonight is called Life After Divorce. Okay, so I'm going to bring her on the screen. I'm going to share her bio, and then we will go um, right into the show. All right. Hi, Michele.
Hello, Dr. Linda. How are you?
I'm amazing,
Yes,
and
you
you're
are.
amazing and beautiful. I see you tonight.
Thank
You look
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Let me
You
read
do
your
as well.
bio. Thank you. Let me read your bio so we can share with those folks who you are.
Okay.
So, Michele Hall is a motivational speaker, a wellness coach, author, and founder of Mindful Motion LLC. She is passionate about helping women over 40 transform their health through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and faith. After overcoming obesity, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and depression, Michele turned her personal journey into a mission to inspire others to live healthier, more purposeful lives. With warmth, authenticity, and practical wisdom, she empowers audiences to embrace lasting change from the inside out. Her signature message is live with purpose and move with power. Wow, that's phenomenal, Michele. Can you
Thank
start
you.
by sharing with the audience what you want them to know about you and your purpose?
Yes, I am going to share my purpose with you all, and I'm just going to go ahead and dive right on in.
Yes, please.
Okay.
We're excited.
As Dr. Linda said, I am the founder of Mindful Motion. I'm here to share my journey of overcoming and becoming the woman that I am today, life after divorce. Divorce was not the end of my story, it was the beginning of my transformation. For most of my life, I took care of everyone else. As a young girl, I helped raise my siblings. I became a mother at a young age, devoted myself to my family, and spent 35 years building a career in banking. My identity was rooted in serving others, and somewhere along the way, I forgot how to care for myself. When my marriage ended after 25 years, I found myself alone for the first time in decades. At that time, my children were grown, and I had to face a difficult question: who am I? And who am I when I'm no longer taking care of everyone? The emotional weight of divorce affected every part of my life. I battled depression, obesity, high blood pressure, and type 2 diabetes. There were days when I felt defeated, overwhelmed, and uncertain if I could ever become the woman I dreamed of being. But God had another plan. Today, I am no longer having to take meds for my health. Instead of allowing my pain to define me, I chose to let it refine me. I began taking small steps. I changed my eating habits. I learned to meal prep. I walked when I didn't feel like walking. I lifted weights when I doubted myself. I stretched, rode my bike, boxed, meditated, prayed, and slowly rebuilt my body from the inside out. I lost a total of 70 pounds in the process. My transformation wasn't just physical, it was spiritual and emotional. I discovered that discipline could carry me where motivation could not. I learned that healing isn't about becoming who you used to be, it's about becoming what God created me to be. Along this journey, I rediscovered my love for fitness, wellness, and encouraging others. What started as my personal healing became my life's purpose. That purpose became mindful motion. Through mindful motion, I now help women, especially those 40 and over, navigate menopause, weight management, mindset, fitness, and faith. I want women to know they are never too old, too broken, or too far gone to begin again. My journey also led me to write, speak, and share my story and serve my community. Every challenge I overcame became another lesson I could pass on to someone else. Today, I don't see my divorce as my greatest loss. I see it as the doorway that led me to freedom, healing, purpose, and a deeper relationship with God. My life is no longer about proving anything to anyone. It's about living with purpose, moving with power, and helping others discover that their greatest comeback can begin with one courageous decision to choose themselves. Because sometimes the greatest blessings comes disguised as the hardest seasons of your life. And my story is living proof that after heartbreak, there can still be healing. My divorce didn't define me, it introduced me to the woman God was preparing me to become. I lost my marriage, but I found my purpose. I rebuilt my health, strengthened my faith, and discovered that the greatest relationship I would ever have was the one I developed with myself and God. So here I am today, Michele Hall, and I am very happy and proud of all the things that I had to go through to get here.
I love that. You have an amazing and a powerful story. And I do want to talk about some of the things that you shared. The first thing I want to talk about is I don't feel like it, but I'm going to do it anyway because I love myself enough to get up and do these things because I know that they're going to help me to be healthier and happier. So, talk a little bit more to the audience about that because how often do we not feel like doing stuff? We're tired, we're not in the mood, we feel like we want to lay in the bed. But it's those times when you get up and you press and you push and you move your body that help you to be healthier and happier and those endorphins get going, right? And you
That's
feel
right.
better after the fact, right? So
That's
talk
right.
talk to the audience about that a little.
Well, my struggles, I was in banking for 35 years and I had a big job to do. I was in management. So I was always like, I work. And once I get off from work, I was too beat up to even want to work out, to want to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working out at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm.
I was going to take care of me before the world got a hold of me.
Love it.
So I get up and I still do this to this day.
Mhm.
I get up, I get my workout in, and it's not about motivation. A lot of people
Mhm.
talk about motivation, it's about discipline.
That's right.
You have to make yourself do what's necessary for you to do. So it's not always a simple fix. You can't just like, well, I got to skip this today. Don't skip no days.
Yeah.
You know, you plan the days out for what body parts you're going to work out. You
There it
do those
is.
body parts. Try to put in an hour's worth of walking every single day. Walk. That's not going to hurt nothing. And at least 3 days of strength training. At least. I try to do 4, but
Mm-hmm.
you got to start at where you're at. So if
I,
walking is all you can do, then start there.
I love that because it's simple and it's
Yeah.
easy. And so, what do you suggest for people that, well, let me ask you this. My why is my grandkids because they're young. They're 3, well, they're 4 and 5 now. And what the reason I get up and I exercise is because when I spend time with them, I want to be able to keep up with them.
Right.
They running all over the place and they go from one thing to the next. So when I talk to my clients about moving their body or eating healthier or taking their supplements for great blood work, I try to find out what their why is.
Yes.
What's going to cause you to do it when you don't feel like it? And I'm thinking about that next time my grandbabies come and visit, and I want to be able to run up and down those stairs with them and,
Mhm.
stay, not be out of breath and be able to say, okay, we're going to do this next and we're going to do this next. So what do you encourage your customers and your clients to do in order to get that motivation and that activity going on a daily basis so it's more consistent?
So for me, and what I believe is my why came from within. I
Mhm.
mean, I was riddled with all kinds of health issues.
Yeah.
I was obese. I was
Yeah.
going through it. I was
Yeah.
unhealthy. I cooked. I was so used to taking care of my family. And I pretty much cook full course meals every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, with eating like that, I had to learn how to eat. I had to learn how to get up and do things that like working out that I didn't want to do.
Come on.
So you got to talk to yourself.
Yeah, you
You
do.
have to have positive self-talk every day. Yeah, Michelle,
Absolutely.
you got to do what you got to do. But once you get started, you're going to be fine. I can just tell you what happened on Sunday.
Mhm.
I, my friend and I, we walk. We walk on the dragon. It's called the dragon, and it's called a dragon for a reason because it goes up a hill and it winds up the hill. Like we did, I think about 6.5 miles. And it's like I was so tired. I was like barely woke when I
Mm.
started. But on the way back, I was pumped up. My blood was I was ready to roar. But you have
I
to
love it
just
when those
do it.
endorphins kick in.
Yes.
You're
You
ready for
just
the
have to
day.
do it. You can't say, well, I don't feel like it today. Tomorrow never comes.
Come
Remember
on.
that.
It never
Remember
comes.
that tomorrow never comes. We can make all the excuses we want, but we still gonna have those same issues
Mhm.
that we started with. So we just have to
Absolutely.
make necessary changes in our own lives. This is your life. It's your personal life. It don't have nothing to do with anybody else but you.
I
Own
love
that.
that. I love that. And on that note, we have to pay our bills. So we're going to allow a commercial to come in from our sponsor, Sweetheart Mitchell Collection. So we'll be right back to you, Michelle. We've got some amazing questions for you to answer tonight.
Okay.
Okay, this amazing customer of ours walked up this morning and shared her testimony with us. And I said, I got to get this on video. Okay, so y'all, watch this.
Got some for my mom and dad.
Tell them what you got. Some juice.
I got some juice.
Uh-huh.
I got the butterfly pea. I got the spirella, and I got three more. I got three. It was a packet.
Yes.
And my dad was like, I don't know, Nisi. I said, take it to your doctor. My dad took them to the doctor, and the doctor said, yes, thumbs up. Already knew, but my dad, he wasn't them skeptics. Took it to the doctor said, yes.
Yes.
Take it every morning.
I love
I
it.
love it too, because I'm here to buy me some for myself, because I want to take it as well.
I love That's one of our amazing customers and her testimony. And if you like to check out our products, we offer fresh cold pressed juices, organic sea moss, whipped shea butters, massage candles, and elderberry syrup. Go to our website. It's at the bottom of the screen, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection.com. We ship all over the United States, and we are local in the Hampton Road 757 area. And with that, let's bring our guest, Michele, back. All right, Michele. Our first question for you tonight is, what would you suggest to very busy people like entrepreneurs like myself and even retired folks? I find that once people get retired, they get busier than they were
Mhm.
before they got retired, to help them keep their workout and their activity level up, even in the midst of them living their purpose, so they don't do that stop and start thing, stop and start, because consistency is the key. What would you recommend to them?
I would recommend that they start with themselves first. So, just like I was telling you earlier, I had to make room for myself at 5 o'clock in the morning. So,
Mhm.
whatever time that is for them to be number one on the list, because I believe self-preservation is the first law of nature. So, before you give yourself to the world, you take care of you first. So
Yes.
I believe in that. And if they find that the time between they wake up before they have to leave, even if it's 30 minutes, carve out that time every morning and make it a habit and be consistent.
I love that. I found that one of the things that has worked for me is finding out whether I'm a morning person or, evening person. Like me, I'm go, go, go in the morning, but I can never get my husband to work out in the morning. He's more of a night owl. He'll get on the floor and do some push-ups at night or do something at night to get his heart rate up. But in the morning, I'm like, you know why that is? Because he's a night owl. And I'm a morning person. And I need the endorphins in the morning, but he's dragging in the morning a lot of the times. But he's not motivated to work out, but he'll get in the afternoon and evenings. So it's like my point is like knowing yourself,
Yeah.
knowing when you are, like I guess at your best, if you will, that helped us to increase the chances of us actually working out. Okay, so my next question for you is, one of the things that has come up a lot in my practice with my clients is vertigo. In the last week, I've run across two women that have told me that they have vertigo, and they've been asking me for support with that. And I put together some herbs to help them with vertigo. One of them suffered from migraine. She said the migraine started first, and then the vertigo kicked in. And so I'm wondering what you could recommend for customers that have or clients that have vertigo, that want to be active, but they're afraid they're going to get dizzy and fall down, and they're not so confident. They don't have that secure, confident feeling about moving their body.
Okay. Actually, I do have some notes on that. Um,
Excellent.
One thing I do recommend is that they take it slow. Don't rush into doing anything. I too have vertigo.
Mm,
And I've experienced it in the last week or so where I got up too fast or I dropped my head and I just got dizzy. You just
yeah.
have to center yourself, just get somewhere and hold on to something or whatever, and just until you can get your mind back, and then
Yes.
you can move slowly. um but to give you hmm, so first of all, speak with your healthcare provider.
Great advice.
That's number one. Walking and doing balancing exercises. And that is something that I do teach people. Like a lot of us, like we're older now.
Hmm.
The main thing we need to know is how we're going to balance. If I need to get out, step out the shower,
Hmm.
I have to be more careful now. A
Yes.
slip is dangerous. And if you
Oof.
have vertigo, sometimes, okay, you just might have to sit down and wait until it passes before you move, just so that you don't hurt yourself. But the main thing is contact your physician, find out the root of the problem and what you can do, you know, to help yourself.
I love that. The main thing I heard from you is slow down. A lot of times I be moving fast.
Well, that's the thing. You do have to slow down because
Yes. Mm,
you'll find yourself like it's spinning
yeah.
and you're like, oh my God, what is going on? And you just hold on.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
like you on a roller coaster, just wait until it passes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only maybe a few seconds or so, but it's still dangerous.
And I love your point. Check with your medical provider. And I will put our disclaimer out there. We are not medical doctors. We are coaches and we inspire our customers through our personal journey and passion. So any advice that we give on, this podcast is not medical advice. It's for education and informational purposes only. Okay. So I did do some research on I wanted to find out if there was anything going on with vertigo as it relates to Black women, because I just feel like is coming up more and more these days. And so, based on the research that I found, I want to share with you guys what AI shared with me. I asked them to go to nonprofit. I always ask AI to go to nonprofit organizations because a lot of times they're not in it for the money. They're more into the actual community and helping the community. And it says, at this time, no strong evidence that Black women are biologically more likely to develop vertigo than any other race of women, because I did look up Black women specifically.
Yeah.
It said in some cases, studies have found that women in general are more likely to get vertigo as opposed to men. It said across nearly every major study that's been done, women are about two to 2.5 times more likely than men to develop vertigo. And it says that's based on the fact that we have hormones, especially estrogen, migraines. We have migraines more tendency than men, osteoporosis, and autoimmune conditions. And these things may contribute to the actual vertigo taking place. And so I just wanted to share that because I'm going to continuing study. I've been putting together some herb packages, herbal teas
Mhm.
to assist with vertigo because it just seems to be coming up. And also migraines are coming up a lot as well. So I just wanted to share that. And with that, we're going to go on to our next question. And I want to find out what you suggest for couples that are opposites. And what I mean by that is I have a lot of clients that the wife usually leads as it relates to health and wellness, not all times, but in our situation, most of the time the wife will come and she'll purchase our products, she'll get a consultation from me, and then she'll bring the health and wellness into the home. And then usually the husband or the partner or the mate, they usually follow. Okay. And so what I've found is a lot of times one person is more motivated than the other person when it comes to moving their body, being healthier, or taking steps to get healthier. And what do you suggest to couples like that are actually the opposite?
Well, let's see. What do I have for couples? One thing I would say to couples, find your common ground.
Mm-hmm.
So if one couple is a couch potato, the other one is go, go, go,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a Saturday morning. No one has to go anywhere. Let's roll out the bed, get our workout clothes on. Let's just walk around the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do anything drastic. And then you want to work on that person probably had an athletic life in their younger years. What did you like to do? What's your thing? Let's go do something or let's try something new together.
I
You
like that.
know, work with each other, do something he likes and let him do something that you like. And you never know. You never know where you'll end up, but you have to try it first. Nothing beats a failure but a try. So do it.
Absolutely. So, would you consider sex physical activity?
Sex is a great physical activity,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not going to burn a whole lot of calories. And everybody want to go to sleep afterwards. So I would say you can add sex to it, but let's do something a little more vigorous, get outside.
Maybe that could be the post activity
Yeah.
activity.
At the end of the day activity. Yes, absolutely. Yep.
So, one of the things that I get a lot of times with my clients who are females is they worry. They worry about their mate because their mate is not doing a lot of things to be healthy, right? And maybe their mate has gotten a medical diagnosis. What do you suggest to them to help them, encourage them to, not worry about that partner so much and make how do they maintain their activity, right, without worrying that they're leaving their partner behind, if you will?
Well, number one, always encourage your partner. Like encourage him.
Yeah.
Don't be you need to do this. You need to get up. You don't do nothing. You
Don't
know,
be a nag.
don't do that. Let the man get ready and
Hmm.
encourage him. Let him see what you're doing. Let him see how you're coming down in your weight. Let him see how you're looking so bright and and everything and smiling all the time. Be happy and let him
Yes.
know what brings you that joy. You know,
Yes.
you
I
talk
love
about
that.
endorphins.
Mhm.
Let's go for a walk and get some air, get some vitamin D from the sun. You know,
Yes.
outside is nature. Let's do that. So, encouraging in a positive way, not down on somebody because they are whatever way they are, they got stuck there. Okay.
Mhm.
Is you have to get them unstuck, but they have to be willing. Okay.
I love that. I love that. I want to thank Miss Anna Roman for joining us tonight. She says this is exactly what she needed to hear today. And so thank you for being a part of the show. And you're asking a question, Miss Anna, is that from menopause? Clarify that question for me. I want to find out what you were referring to. I want to make sure we answer your question.
Okay.
And while we're waiting for her to clarify her question, we're going to keep moving to our next question. Then we'll come back to you, Miss Anna. Again, thanks for joining, to all of our viewers as well. So, how do you encourage smokers, people that has found themselves smoking, whether it's cigarettes or marijuana? Maybe they don't feel as strong. They don't feel like their lungs are as strong. What do you encourage them to do regarding physical activity?
I'm gonna always go to the basics. Walking. You
Hmm.
know, their lungs are full of toxins.
Hmm.
They need to walk. They need to get fresh air. They need to breathe. It will be hard for them because they're used to smoking. So you don't see smokers normally doing a whole lot of physical or cardio activity. So the thing would be you have to start gentle.
Hmm.
Number one would be get him started. And then if he, you know, go through the struggle of stop smoking, whatever that takes, wearing a patch or chewing gum, whatever it is, just get him started, but gently. Believe me, I'm not the most gentle person, but I understand that you can't
Yes.
beat somebody down and make them do something.
Compassion, empathy
Yes,
is what I
definitely.
hear. Yeah.
Yes.
I shared with you previously when we spoke about I love Barry White's song, Your Sweetness is My Weakness. Men love it when we're sweet.
Hmm.
They love it when we're gentle. They love it when we use that soft tone with them. It'll get you to whirl when you're sweet as opposed to being rough around the edges and
Right.
nagging. They hate it when we nag them, don't they, Michelle?
Yeah. And I don't even nag. I'm like, you know, you're a grown man.
Hmm.
You're a grown man. You know what you need to do for yourself. I put it
Yes.
I put it back in your court. I don't take ownership of the issues that you're going through. I
Yeah.
put that right back in your court and say, well, what do you think you should do about that?
Yes.
You
Absolutely.
know, you can
Yeah.
barely breathe from the cigarette smoking. And
Mm.
you huffing and puffing. We can't walk 5 steps. We can't go walk through the mall. So what do you think is the best solution for you?
I love that. I love that, putting it back in their court so they
Yeah,
can take accountability for
exactly.
their own health and themselves. So Miss Anna has come back. She said, "I've never experienced vertigo until I started going through premenopause." And so yes, as I mentioned earlier in the study, it says the estrogen levels and maybe an imbalance in the estrogen levels can trigger the vertigo or be a part of the vertigo experience. So that's probably why you're having the vertigo. You want to get with me? Let's get you on something so you can get some support and make sure your estrogen, your hormones, as well as your cortisol is balanced. All right. So as we prepare to wrap up our segment one of a four-part series with becoming Michele Hall. Michele, how would you like to wrap up your session today? What did you want to share? Any final thoughts regarding what your passion and what you do for your clients?
Well, I'm very passionate about helping people. I'm very passionate about, because that's what I am. I've been a caretaker my whole entire life. And I just want to see the next person do better for themselves.
Mhm.
When there was a time when I didn't even know how to do better for myself because I was so worried about everybody and taking care of everybody, that my health failed.
Mm.
It failed. And so we don't want that. It's too much out here to do for it to happen to anybody else. It happened to me. And so now I'm just trying to, talk to people so that they don't have that same issue. Like, stop it, stop right here, pause, you know, what's going on here? What's going on? Let's start right here. What's
Mhm.
going on right here?
Mhm.
you
Love
know,
that.
that's
Mhm.
causing you not to love on yourself. So,
I love that. That's an excellent question. Get them to check in with themselves. So, Michele, can you share with the audience how they can reach you, where you're located, first of all, physically, and how can they reach you for support?
well, they can reach me at mindful, MINDFUL, motion, number one, at gmail.com. You can send me an email. We can talk. I actually have something that I would like to share with the audience. If you email me, and I will send you a copy of a Q&A, frequently asked questions,
I love that.
and also set up a consultation with you to see where you are in your wellness journey, or if you haven't started, to get you on track with that.
I love that. Well, thank you for being an amazing guest on the show tonight, Michele. I'm going to spend the next few minutes talking about detoxing the body. So stay tuned, Michele. I'm going to bring you back in so we can wrap up the show. The last few minutes, I want you to come back in and talk about detoxing as well. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about detoxing the body. I can't express how important detoxing the body is to you, especially with the American diet being the worst diet out here. Okay, I had a friend travel to another country, Europe, recently, and she was just amazed at how much care that they put into the ingredients that they offer, for their products, especially at the grocery store. They don't allow a lot of the things like the dyes that we put in our foods, the artificial preservatives, the high fructose corn syrup. She didn't see a lot of that in Europe. And I wanted to talk about detoxing because I've come up with a strategy to help my clients, and I want to share it with you guys. The first thing I suggest is that you understand that detoxing is a necessary part of your daily lifestyle. It's not something that we do once a quarter, once every 6 months, once a year anymore. It's detoxing is necessary for you to detox your body on a daily basis. Okay, that's number one. Why? Because a lot of the things that you're eating, you want to get them out of your body. You don't want them to keep circulating in your bloodstream and end up giving you a medical diagnosis like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, just to name a few. Okay, so number one, detox daily. That's the first thing you need to start doing. I suggest that you detox, and if you can't do it daily, you detox in between holidays. So say you have the 4th of July, you went out, you had a good time with your family, you celebrated with your friends. The next holiday that's coming up might be Labor Day. Make sure you do a detox in between 4th of July and the next holiday, Labor Day, because you want to give your body a reset before you go back on Labor Day and have some more fun. Let's go ahead and detox and get some of those items out of your body that are synthetic, that are free radicals, things that try to make you sick. Okay. Now, then the next question is how? Okay, Dr. Linda, you want me to detox daily or detox in between the holidays? How do I do that? Okay, one of the things that I share in my practice is celery juice. Celery juice is really an easy way for you to detox your body because celery juice is an actual herb, not a vegetable. A lot of people think that is a vegetable, but it's actually an herb, and it needs to be taken in its most concentrated form in order to do its best at detoxing the things from your body that are toxins, okay? And it'll help detox through your urine and through your bowel movements. Okay, we offer not only the celery juice, but we also offer the capsules because a lot of our customers are in the military, they travel, they work for the government, and a lot of our customers go on vacation. And so the capsules help you to be a lot more mobile so you don't have to worry about the juice and putting the juice in the refrigerator. Okay. So we offer a celery juice kit that comes with a journal that I have put together to help guide you through that process. Because first thing that you need to know is that when you start detoxing your body, you're not just detoxing physically, you're detoxing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and on all components. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're journaling through that process because different emotions are going to come up. You're going to be tested, right? You're going to have people call you up and try to take you out to dinner during your detoxing, or things are going to happen to try to see if you're really serious about this detox or whether you just playing. You might go into the office and they order pizza and they never order pizza at the office. And this is day one of your detox. Are you going to pass that test? That's the question. So when you detox your body, you're going to be able to have more energy. It's going to help get rid of fatigue. It's going to boost your immune system. One of the books that I like to share, that I share with my clients that taught me about celery juice, is this book right here, which you can find right on Amazon, Medical Medium Celery Juice. And he talks about how he's helped millions of people to recover from things like acne, anxiety, brain fog, constipation, depression, fatigue, fibroids. Yes, celery juice helps with fibroids, gallstones, sleep problems, thyroid conditions, psoriasis, eczema, and the list goes on. He has a lot of testimonies of people that he's helped to get rid of, medical conditions, autoimmune disease, just using plain old celery juice. There is a process that you need to follow in order for you to do it accurately. Don't start making celery juice and adding lemons to it and ginger to it. No, that's not the process. So you want to reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. You can DM me on Instagram at Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, or you can find me on Facebook at Sweetheart Mitchell Collection. Send me a message. Let's talk about how we can get you on a detox. Let's see. The other thing I want to share, what I've learned about detoxing the body is you want to make sure that when you're detoxing that you have support, that you didn't just come up with your own particular detox, because you want to make sure things like if you're on medications or if you have a medical diagnosis, I always make sure I do my due diligence and do my background research when I'm doing my consultations with my customer before putting them on an actual detox. And also we want to consult with our medical doctor, especially if you have things like heart problems, or if you have medical conditions that your doctor is monitoring. Make sure you get with your medical doctor prior to doing a extensive detox. Now, the last question I'm going to answer is, a lot of my customers come up and they want to do a juice detox. They do not want to eat anything. They just want to detox their body and they want to drink juices for 10 days. Now, I don't support that. I don't like doing juice detoxes without you chewing because it's a natural tendency for your body to chew. That's why we have teeth, right? And so what I believe that does for you is you might lose a lot of water weight fine initially, but it's not a healthy lifestyle that you're going to continue, right? And so I suggest that you just add more vegetables and fruits to your diet. And while you're doing your juice detox, that you eat more salads and fruits and vegetables, and just scale back maybe on the beef you're eating, the meat, and do more fish, and allow your body to, release some of the meat that might be in your body. So I usually suggest to my clients that they just scale back on a lot of the heavy salad dressings on their salad. Use an oil and vinegar or vinaigrette, a balsamic vinaigrette salad dressing on their salads, but bulk up on those salads, fresh fruits and vegetables while they're doing that juice detox so they don't feel deprived and want to overdo it at a later date. Because anytime you deprive yourself from something, your body is going to overdo it the next time you do it because you're going to feel like you are missing out. So, everything that I teach is about lifestyle, healthy lifestyles, making sure that you're maintaining, changing habits that you can maintain and not something you have to diet and then go back to doing something different. It's about making small incremental changes, Kaizen steps, small steps on a regular basis that eventually become a lifestyle that so you don't feel deprived and you don't feel like you're missing out on something. And so those are my tips regarding detoxing. Again, reach out to me on at sweetheartmitchellcollection.com on any social media platform if you want to schedule a consultation, or you can go to our website, www.sweetheartmitchellcollection. It's at the bottom of the screen, and you can schedule a consultation via my website. They're 30 minutes. I do record the consultation via Zoom, and I send you a copy of it within 24 hours, so you don't have to worry about taking any notes during the call. I just want you to be totally present, and I usually suggest that you send me your blood work, your medical diagnosis, and all your prescriptions prior to the consultation being done. Okay, so I want to bring our guest Michele back in so we can have a conversation about detoxing. There you are.
Yeah,
Michele, what do you have to share regarding what I shared on detoxing?
I live by it.
Yes.
I do, honestly. I have my own detox.
Yes.
Um, and like you said, yeah, drink, drink, drink for a week. My detox is a 7-day detox,
Mm-hmm.
but I also incorporate fruits and vegetables.
There it is.
You do need to have something to make you, even if it's a mental thing, you want to
Yes.
feel like you're eating.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
it
Yeah.
works very well. I have testimonials. I
Yes.
have one gentleman who lost 25 pounds,
Wow.
another one who lost 22 pounds. And
Mhm.
it seems like it works a lot faster for men.
It
Women,
does.
on
Because my
average,
testimonies are from men too, but the amount of weight is higher. Women, they
right.
lose the weight on my detox, but it's over a period of time, and it might take a little bit longer as they are consistent,
Yes.
if you
And
will.
it's important that you're cleansed daily. So, when you get up in the morning, drink you some water. Don't start your day off with the breakfast, the big breakfast. Get
Yeah.
your digestive system ready for it.
Yes. Yes.
And it'll start pushing things out of you. Just it becomes regular.
Yeah, it's
So,
important. Hydration. And I usually suggest they squeeze a half a lemon into that
yeah,
water,
yeah.
and drink it room temperature. I don't suggest
Room
cold.
temperature, exactly.
Put some lemon in there so that helps the body just start the detoxing process. One of the things that I found with drinking water, I'm glad you brought that up, is that um, one of the first things they do a lot of the times when people go to the hospital is they give them an IV because a lot of people are walking around dehydrated and they don't know it. They have no idea. The body is made up of mostly water
Mm-hmm.
and it needs water. We drink alkaline water. We drink 9.5, and a lot of my customers ask us about, how they can get alkaline water. I tell them to just drink spring water if they have it, and get it in a bottle, not a glass bottle, not a plastic bottle. And I tell them that because you don't know where plastic from that bottle a lot of the times has been on somebody's loading dock at the ship in the sun. It might have been sitting in that sun, and you don't know if that plastic is leaking into that bottle. So I always encourage my clients to get their water from a source that does bottled water in glass. What's your thought on that, Michelle?
I agree with that. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
we have enough toxins in our body. We don't need
yeah,
to be adding to that.
yeah,
So anything that is pure in its most pure form, and even with the foods, the most whole foods,
yeah,
no processed foods, none of that. If you can eat clean, try it for a week
yes,
and then incorporate it into your life. Your life.
yes. Yes, and drink your water. I forgot mine sitting here. I took a couple
Yeah.
sips before we got started. And it's nice if you have a container actually that to put your water in that sanitize. I sanitize mine every night in the dishwasher to kill the germs and the bacteria. And I just keep reusing that instead of using the bottled water in plastic. Um, it's just, you just have to be, there's so many do's and don't do this, don't do that. And, I try not to give my clients a lot of don'ts. I just share with them pretty much what works for me. Because, I don't want people to think, well, I can't do anything. My husband always says, well, what can we do? We can't do
Right.
anything these days. Somebody's always saying, you shouldn't be eating this, you shouldn't be
Right.
drinking this, you shouldn't be taking that. And I just share what works for me and my family, because and I know it works because it works for us. And then we also have testimonies like yourself, Michelle, of clients, like I shared in the video, that come by and they share with us all the time how the information that we share with them is helping them to just be
Mhm.
healthier, to have a healthier lifestyle. So as we prepare to wrap up the show, any last words, Michelle, as we close out the show tonight?
Well, I just want to thank everybody who showed up. I appreciate your coming and just listening. And I would like to have time to have a personal conversation with whoever is interested in changing their lifestyle.
Yes. So give them your contact information again, Michelle.
So that's mindful motion, the number one at gmail.com.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks again. You've been an amazing guest. And we'll be resuming the show, part two of our series, Becoming, with Michele Hall next Thursday at 7 p.m. So y'all stay tuned for part two. Thanks again for being an amazing guest, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So as we wrap up the show, I want to share with you guys some of our fresh cold pressed juices that I have sitting here. I put them in the freezer before the show. This is our fresh cold press number one selling fresh cold pressed juice. This is our pineapple apple chlorophyll. Fresh cold pressed juice infused with sea moss. Now, our juices you drink, this is our 32-ounce size, extra large size. The guys and the females at the gym, they absolutely love it. Now, our juices come in two sizes. They come in a 16-ounce bottle. That's our celery juice. And then they come in a 32-ounce bottle. This is 2 servings. And then this is 4 servings. And typically, when you get a 2-serving bottle, you drink half a bottle with a meal and then drink the other half a bottle with another meal. Okay. When you get the 4-serving bottle, this is going to be 8 ounces with a meal 4 times. Okay. One of the questions that I get about our juices is, do I have to drink it with a meal? Absolutely, you do, because you want the minerals that are infused in the juice, which is the sea moss, the 92 minerals, to infuse with your food and give you the minerals that's not in your food. So, say you're eating a slice of pizza, the mineral content in that's going to be really low. drinking a half a bottle of our fresh cold pressed juice with that pizza is actually going to infuse those minerals so they can go in your blood and give you things like a stronger immune system. It's going to give you better blood work. It's going to help detox the toxins out of your body. The sea moss is amazing because it helps to get mucus and phlegm, which is one of the number one disease causers, out of your body. It moves it out through your urine and your bowel movements. I also have, this juice was a hit last week. We make new flavors every single week. I know we must be up to 55 different flavors of juice. This one was absolutely phenomenal last week. This is a soursop. I put some lime in here, and I also put some kiwi in here. And you can see the seeds from the kiwi on the bottom. They go in your body and they just start cleaning up, getting rid of things like extra fat out of your arteries. Kiwi is amazing also because it's a great immune system booster, and so is the lime in this. And the soursop is amazing as well for your immune system, but it also helps to fight properties that may it's very like antioxidant rich. That's what I want to say about this juice. And it just helps to really boost your immune system. And so our fresh cold pressed juice, we make it in small batches. We go out and sell it. And then we also make more batches. And so one of the biggest questions that we get about our juice is, do you ship? And we absolutely ship our juice. We ship it only via Federal Express because we want to make sure you get it the next day. We freeze it for a couple days, make sure it's solid. We put it on some really solid ice packs, and then we ship it out Federal Express. When you get it the next day, it's cold, it's refreshing, and it tastes just like I made it that day. And then the other thing you want to do is you can have, a lot of times our customers, they'll buy 6 of these if they have family members that are coming into town, and also for their family to drink with their meals. You can freeze these juices. You freeze it for up to 3 months. Take them, put them in the refrigerator when you're ready to drink it. Let it defrost for 24 hours, and it'll taste just like I made it with the fresh cold pressed juicer. Now, I do use a fresh cold pressed juicer, and the difference between the fresh cold pressed juicer and the juice that you see on the shelf is that the juices on the shelf at the grocery store are pasteurized. A lot of times they put heat on it. These juices are made fresh with a slow juicer. So we sample our juices a lot of times, and people say, God, it has so much flavor. And look at the color, how vibrant it is. We don't add any food coloring. We don't add any artificial preservatives. We don't add any sweeteners. We use superfoods. We use fruits. We use vegetables. And we go organic whenever we can. And we add herbs to our juices. There's no reason for me to put green food coloring in this because the mint detox is naturally colored, the greenness from the chlorophyll. And then you also have our celery juice. The celery is so vibrant. I mean, why are we adding food coloring to our food? I have no idea. It's not good for us, and it's hard to get out of our system. And so, yes, our juices are organic. They're all natural, no preservatives, no added sweeteners. And then we also add no preservatives. They're meant to be consumed. When you purchase our juices, don't let them sit in the refrigerator. You have to drink them with your food. They're like a supplement when you're drinking them with your food, and they're infusing all those minerals into your food to help you give better blood work, also have a better immune system, better gut health, and more energy. Yes, more energy. And so with that, I'm going to close out tonight's show. I do want to show you the celery juice. Usually comes in a 16-ounce bottle like this. If you decide to order a celery juice kit, they come in a 7-pack, also in a 10-pack. And I also have a 21-day pack as well. And you drink your celery juice first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, but there's a process, and you have to reach out to me or purchase your kit to find out what that process is. Okay. Again, my name is Dr. Linda Mitchell. I'm a certified holistic health coach, author, and owner of Sweetheart Mitchell Collection, along with my amazing husband who's in the background giving me some love in the comments. Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. Thank you, Cheryl, for joining the show tonight. Thank you, Miss Anna, for joining the show. Miss Anna Roma, my best friend from my younger days, Cheryl Perry Echoes. Thank you for joining tonight. And I want to thank my amazing guest, Miss Michele Hall. And we continue next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. with part 2. This week she talked about her life after divorce. And then next week we're going to continue our conversation with Michele Hall. Thanks and have a great evening, and I'll see you next week. Be well.